Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into a huge shift happening globally. One that's definitely reshaping business, particularly somewhere as dynamic as India. We're talking about sustainability. It's moved way past being just a nice to have, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's pretty much essential now.
Yeah, with regulations tightening up, markets getting fiercer, and customers just being way more aware environmentally. Businesses aren't just thinking about being responsible anymore, they're having to build it right into how they operate their core strategy. And our specific focus today is ISO 14001 certification. That's the big global standard for environmental management systems, or EMS.
Right. And our mission for you, the listener, is to unpack what really makes ISO 14001 so valuable. We want to look at how it fits with India's own big environmental targets and, maybe more importantly, the real benefits it brings. We're talking benefits for the business itself, for the people working there, and even for, society as a whole.
Okay.
The idea is you walk away from this deep dive really getting its strategic importance, why it's such a potential game changer.
Okay, so let's unpack that phrase you use, the sustainability imperative for businesses in India. Because, like you said, it's not just about looking green anymore, is it?
Not at all. That greenwashing phase is, well, hopefully passing. This is deeper.
So why is this deep integration so critical, especially right now in India?
Well, you've hit on something key there. It's not just a trend. It feels more like a fundamental shift.
Uh-huh.
ISO 14001. It's more than a certificate on the wall. It's a proper system. And it aligns incredibly well with India's national goals, especially with the industrial scene changing so fast.
How so?
Think about things like Make in India. This fits right in. And then there's the whole ESG movement, environmental, social governance.
Yeah.
It's huge now. ISO 14001 is a big part of that E. It shows a company is taking its wider responsibilities seriously.
Right.
And here's something really interesting. Many big multinational companies, they're now actually requiring their suppliers in India to have ISO 14001.
Requiring it, not just preferring it.
Exactly. It's becoming a condition of business.
Huh.
So in effect, it's churning into a critical gateway, way into new markets, into those valuable international partnerships.
Market access. Wow, that's a serious motivator. Okay, but what does that really look like for a business day to day? How do they actually turn that certificate into real gains that go beyond just, ticking a compliance box?
Yeah, and that's where it's really compelling. You can sort of think of ISO 14001 unlocking maybe three core advantages.
Okay.
First, there's a direct hit to the bottom line. Better resource use. We're talking real cuts in running costs, mainly through using less energy, fewer materials, more efficiency.
Makes sense. Less waste, lower bills.
Precisely. Second, it acts almost like a legal shield. It gives you real security because you're meeting environmental laws. That means avoiding potentially massive fines or penalties.
Right, less risk.
Definitely. And third, it can be like a golden ticket for global tenders and contracts. It gives you a clear competitive edge, particularly internationally. That's just vital today.
Okay, so it helps the finances, keeps you legally safe. But what about the people, the employees inside the company and maybe the community around it? Are there benefits there too?
Oh, absolutely. The value definitely goes beyond just the balance sheet. For the employees, it often means a safer, healthier place to work. Plus, getting involved in sustainability initiatives can really boost engagement. People feel like they're part of something positive, something bigger.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it builds skills, too.
Yeah.
People learn about managing environmental risks, which is becoming a really valuable skill set in any job these days.
Okay, and the wider society.
Well, connecting it to the bigger picture, businesses with ISO 14001 become active players in creating a healthier environment. They tend to manage waste more responsibly, contribute to cleaner air, cleaner water through better processes. So they're making a real, tangible contribution to India's climate change goals. It lines up company action with national targets.
So the vision is clear, the benefits sound great, but getting there isn't always straightforward, right? I imagine it can be complex. What are some of the typical roadblocks or hidden hurdles businesses hit when they try to implement ISO 14001 by themselves?
Yeah, trying to navigate it alone can be really tough. Some common things we see. Well, first, just misinterpreting the standard itself. The clauses can be dense.
Like the specific requirements.
Exactly. Things like understanding the context of the organization or leadership commitment. It's easy to misunderstand and build systems that don't quite meet the mark.
Okay.
Another big one is missing crucial documents. Compliance paperwork. Sometimes it feels like bureaucracy, but it's essential proof. Skipping it leads to problems.
Right, paperwork pitfalls.
Definitely. And that can lead to designing systems that are maybe inefficient or just don't work well in practice, and then they fail the audit,
Ah,
which of course means frustrating delays in actually getting certified, time and money wasted.
that sounds like a real minefield if you're trying to DIY it. So this seems like the point where getting some expert help isn't just nice, it's probably essential. Can you walk us through what that consulting process usually looks like? Maybe break it down.
Sure. Think of it like getting a specialist health check for your company's environmental impact, followed by building a custom fitness plan.
Okay, I like that analogy.
It usually starts with what's called a gap analysis. That's the diagnostic scan. We see exactly where your current practices fall short of the ISO 14001 standard.
Finding the gaps makes sense.
Then comes system design. This is where we create a tailored environmental management system, like drawing up blueprints specifically for your operations, your risks, your context.
Not a one-size-fits-all approach then.
Absolutely not. Then, crucially, there's employee training.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be on board, from the top bosses down to the people on the floor. They need to understand the why and the how.
Right, getting buy-in.
Very important. After that, we do internal audits. These are like dress rehearsals before the main performance. We test the system, find any kinks, make sure everything's ready for the real certification audit.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly. And during that final certification audit, we provide audit support, guiding the company through the process.
Okay.
But it doesn't just stop when you get the certificate. Good consulting builds in continuous improvement. It's about making sure the system keeps working, keeps getting better long term. It's an ongoing thing.
So it becomes part of the company culture, ideally.
That's the goal.
Okay, talking theory and process is one thing, but real-world impact is another. Let's make this concrete. Can you share that example we looked at? The IT services company in Hyderabad? What was their situation before they went for ISO 14001?
Yeah, this case study really highlights the difference it can make. Before they started, this IT firm, well, they had some pretty common issues. Their electricity bills were really high. Their waste sorting was, let's just say, not great, kind of haphazard. And generally, there wasn't a lot of awareness among the staff about environmental issues or how their actions impacted things. Lots of missed chances for simple improvements.
Right, a fairly typical picture for maybe a company not focused on this yet.
Pretty typical, yes.
So what changed after they went through the implementation and got certified?
The results were actually quite remarkable and pretty quick. Within just 6 months, they cut their electricity bills by 20%.
20%
Yeah.
in 6 months.
20%. That's a direct, measurable saving straight to their bottom line. They also got to 100% compliance with all the local environmental laws.
Huge relief from a risk perspective, I bet.
Massive. And beyond the operations and compliance stuff, they found their brand image got a real boost. It was seen as a positive thing, and that actually led directly to landing new contracts from overseas clients.
Wow, so it directly impacted business growth too.
Clearly, it showed a tangible business advantage.
That 20% electricity saving is seriously impressive. It really underlines that this isn't just about the environment, it's good business sense too. And this brings us to something you mentioned earlier, the ripple effect. Can you expand on that? How does one company getting certified start to influence others?
Yeah, that ripple effect is really fascinating. It's not just about the changes inside the one company. It acts like a catalyst.
How so?
Well, when a significant company like that IT firm adopts ISO 14001, their suppliers start to notice. They might even start requiring their suppliers to meet similar standards.
Supply chain pressure.
Exactly. Partners see this new level of commitment and might be inspired or feel pressured to improve their own practices. Even competitors might look at it and think, okay, we need to step up our game here.
Keeping up with the Joneses, environmentally speaking.
Sort of, yeah, it raises the bar.
Yeah.
So the overall positive impact spreads outwards, creating this wider wave of change that goes way beyond just the company that got the initial certificate.
That's a really powerful long-term perspective. Okay, let's get practical for listeners who might be considering this. You might be wondering about the nuts and bolts. Cost and time often come up. For businesses, especially maybe smaller ones, that initial investment can seem like a hurdle. So, roughly, what does ISO 14001 certification typically cost in India, and how long does the whole process usually take?
Right, good questions. The cost, well, it does vary quite a bit. It really depends on the size of the business, how complex its operations are.
Makes sense.
But, and this is crucial, you have to see it as an investment, not just a cost. The ROI, the return on investment from being more efficient, avoiding fines, boosting your reputation, That often far outweighs the initial expense.
So the payback can be significant.
Often, yes, and a timeline.
Mm.
Typically, you're looking at somewhere between 3 and 6 months. But again, that depends on how ready the business is to begin with, how much groundwork is already done.
Okay, 3 to 6 months seems manageable. Now, is this mainly for the big guys, the large corporations like the IT firm example, or can smaller businesses really benefit and manage this too?
That's a really important point. ISO 14001 is absolutely designed to be scalable. It's not just for huge multinationals.
Good to know.
It's flexible. It works for businesses across all sorts of industries and all sizes. From a tiny startup with just a few people right up to a massive enterprise, the principles apply. You just tailor the system.
So adaptable for everyone, really.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, so wrapping things up then, to circle back to our main theme. For businesses in India, it seems ISO 14001 certification is way more than just ticking an environmental box. It's really a strategic move. It delivers real efficiency savings, gives you that legal security blanket, and seriously boosts your brand and your access to markets.
Precisely. Adopting frameworks like this, it isn't just about hitting certain standards. It's about fundamentally shifting how a business operates for the long haul, making it more sustainable and a better contributor to society. And that leaves us with maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. If an IT company, maybe not the first type of business you think of regarding big environmental impacts, if they can achieve results like a 20% energy saving and win new business, well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What untapped potential for both environmental and economic benefit might be hiding right there in your own industry or even your own organization?